Okay, today our lesson is 4.4, and we are going to learn how to use expanded form and place value to multiply a decimal and whole number. So we've done expanded form before, so this should not be too difficult for you. So let's look at our question. It says, underneath unlock the problem, the length of a day is the amount of time it takes a planet to make a complete rotation on its axis. On Jupiter, there are 9.8 Earth hours in a day. How many Earth hours are there in 46 days on Jupiter? It says you can use a model and partial products to solve the problem. So let's look at how we use a model to do this. Okay, so we know that there are 9.8 Earth hours in one Jupiter day. We need to know how many Earth hours are in 46 Jupiter days. Okay, make this a little smaller here. So we're going to use a model. Okay, this first way we're going to use a model to show us how to do this. So we need to take 46 times 9.8 because we know there's 9.8 in one day. We need to multiply it by 46 days. So our first step is to rewrite the factor in expanded form and label the model. So if I break this out in expanded form, 46 becomes 40 plus 6. Then 9 and 8/10 becomes 9 plus 8/10. Okay, pretty simple. Just breaking apart those place values. So I'm only looking at one. Then our next step is to multiply. Step 2 is to multiply to find the area of each section. The area of each section represents a partial product, so it represents part of the answer. Okay, then we're going to add those partial products. Okay, so if you look over here, they've taken the 40, put it on one side, and the 6 right below it, and then 9, and then 8/10. Okay, so 40 times 9 is 360. Then 6 times 9 is 54. Okay, then we're going to go back up here to 40 times 8/10. Okay, it is the same thing as 40 times 8/10 is the same thing as 40 times 8. So 40 times 8 is 32. Okay, so my answer here is 32. Then 6 times 8/10 is 6 times 8/10. So 6 times 8 is going to give me 48. And how many places are after my decimal point? 1. So I'm going to move that decimal point over. So my answer is going to be 4.8. Okay. So now I have to add these partial products together. So I have 40 times 9 over here. So that's 360. Then I have 40 times 8/10, which is 32. Then I have 6 times 9, which is 54. And then I have my partial product. Move that over far enough. Sorry about that. So I did this because I want to line up my ones. And so my 4 needs to go under, my 4 here needs to go underneath the ones place. Okay, so that's why my decimal point's over here. So if I go 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 8, it's going to give me 8. My decimal point is going to come straight down when I'm adding. Okay, sorry for that. Okay, then 0 plus 2 plus 4 plus 4 is 4, 8, 9, 10. Carry my 1, 6, 3, 5, and 1. Bring down my 5. And then I'm going to carry my 1. So that's going to be, oops, that's a 4. Sorry about that. 450 and 8/10. So there are, down here, 450 and 8/10 Earth hours and 46 Jupiter hours. Okay, so the model makes you just be able to break up those partial products and calculate them. So hopefully that shouldn't be too difficult. If you have questions on this after you're watching this video, please come see me. Okay, so another way that you could do is use place value patterns. So a day on the planet Mercury lasts about 48.6 Earth days. How many Earth days are there in 14 days on Mercury? So again, there are 58.6 Earth days is equal to 1 day on Mercury. So we need to know how many Earth days are equal to 14 days on Mercury. So we're going to multiply 14 times 58 and 6/10. So to do this, we're going to write the decimal factor as a whole number. And that's the first thing that we're going to do. All that means is that we're going to move that decimal point over. So if I'm looking over here, to move that decimal point over means that I'm multiplying by 10. So that is going to, 58 and 6/10 is going to give me 586 when I multiply it by 10. Okay, then 14 is already a whole number, so I just pulled that back over. So then I just multiply. Okay, so it shows you how to do that. So then we're just going to multiply. And then to find my answer, you can look at it. Sorry about that. Then you can look at it as multiplying back. I mean, it's the same thing as if I took this back to this. Okay, so all I did was bring down commas. So my answer, how many places are after my decimal point in 58.6? There's just one place after my decimal point. So if this is my answer, what I want to do is, right now my decimal point's here, I need to move it back over one place. Sorry about that, my little thing went crazy again. Don't want to play nice. So that means my answer is 820 and 4/10. Okay. All right, so that's pretty easy. I like that one because it's just moving the decimal point. Okay, so there are 820 and 4/10 Earth days and 14 Mercury days. Okay, pretty easy there. So now let's go down here. And you're going to practice using the model and the place value patterns with one that they just don't have laid out for you directly. So let's look at the first one. I want to draw my box. Okay, so I have two place values that I'm working with here. So I'm going to break my 52 out, and it's going to be 50 and 2. And then I'm going to break out my 3500s, and it's going to be 3/10 and 500s. Okay, well, again, all I did was break out those place values of those two numbers. So now I just have to multiply. So this is going to be 50 times 0.3, which is 15. 3 times 5 is 15. Okay, Then this is just 2 times 3 tenths. 2 times 3 is 6. And I have 1 place after the decimal point. So my 6 is going to go after the decimal point. Then this one, if I can put it in there, it's the same thing as 50 times 5 hundredths. Okay, 5 times 5 is 25, so it's 2.5. And then this one is the same thing as 2 times 5 hundredths. So my answer is 0.1. Okay, or you can have the other zero on the end, that's fine too. Okay, so then I have to add all of those together. So I have to add 15 plus 2.5 plus 6 tenths plus 1 tenth. Okay, when I add all those together, I wouldn't add them like this. I shouldn't have done that. Sorry about that. You're right. I'm going to try that again. I was looking at my book and that's how they did it, and that's not how I want you to do it. So let's write them this way. So 15. Okay. Actually, for this, I'm not going to keep that 0 there. That will just confuse me. Okay, then I just add these together. So 5 plus 6 plus 1 is 12. Carry my 1. 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's 1. I need to bring down my decimal point. So my answer is 18 and 2 tenths. Okay. So the other way that we can do it, we're going to look over here, is to use place value patterns. Right, to use place value patterns, I have to make, remember I have to make both my numbers whole numbers. So if I make 9 and 1800ths a whole number, keeps changing on me. Remember that just means I move the decimal point over. So I'm going to move the decimal point over. So I have 918 times 16. 16 is already a whole number. Okay, so then I'm just going to multiply these. Bring my 4 up. Multiply that out, add those two together. So that's my answer for that multiplication problem. Now I have to put those decimal points back in. So to do that, I'm going to move my decimal point back over 2 places, because right here it's 2 places. Okay, so then my answer will be 146.88. Okay, so not too hard, not too difficult. So what I want you to do is do this page. I want you to do the even ones. So you're going to do 2, 4, 6, and 7. Or sorry, 2, 4, 6, and 8. So I do want you to try 8. So do those on your own and then come back and check with the video. So you're going to pause it, go work on those, and come back. So 2, 4, 6, and 8. Those are the ones that you're going to do. So pause the video now, please. Okay, so I'm going to just fill in the answers here so that you can double check your work. So you're going to add all these together. So that is 5. Carry 1. That's 14. I need to bring down my decimal point. So my answer is 14 and 25 hundredths. Okay. And I don't know why I just did 1 because I didn't ask you to do 1. So sorry about that. So let's do 2. I need to break these out. This thing does not want to play nice today. Okay, let's try it again. So if I break 27 out, it's going to be 20 and 7. And sorry, I made my box a little big, so I'm going to go up here. So that's going to be 8, and that's going to be 3/10. Okay, so 20 times 8. Okay, so keeps changing on me. Right, so that's 160. That's 56. 6, 1. So I would add them all together. And that is going to be, so this is my answer for 2. Right. Then 4, I'm not going to do the work, so if you didn't get the answer, then I can go back over. You can come see me and we'll go over it and we can figure out where you missed a step. And then 6. Okay. And then 8. X is going to pay $40. That's $28. And Evan is going to pay $40 minus $10, giving me $30. Okay, so if you think you have this, go on and work on the homework. It's listed on the board. If you are still struggling with it, please come see me and I will work through it with you. So good luck and let me know how it works out.